Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HermitCraft Amplified. Oh yeah, guys, how you doing? How's it going? Whoop. Hey, extreme close-up. So, guys, last episode we left off here with us getting this whole sorting system set up, the vertical item stream, the mass storage. It was great. It was so awesome to get this finally done. I'm very happy with it, but we ended up with a problem. The vertical item elevator was like losing about half of the stuff that was going into it. And you guys told me in the comments what I did wrong. And sure enough, that's the problem. So let's go ahead and correct it. I tested this out in a creative world just to make sure that was actually what the problem was. So let's come down here. Poof. Yeah, so right here, I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, we got packed ice directly underneath the second fence post. So they're underneath both. It needs to be underneath that first fence post that's not connected to anything. And underneath the second fence post, the one that's closest to me, that needs to be a solid block so I'll slow down the items. So let's go ahead and make this quick change. Pop this. Pop that. You know what? I'm going to grab that. Otherwise, it's going to go up the item elevator, I think. So we'll just go ahead and put a solid block there. All right. Whoa. That was weird. And I'm getting some problems with my keyboard. I don't know what the deal is. Like, buttons keep sticking. My audio, I don't know if you guys have heard it. I'm sure you have. Like, I'm getting little pops in the audio, things like that. So I'm trying to fix this, actually. I'm ordering a new USB expansion card. I think that might fix my computer problems that I'm having right now. I don't even know what the problem is. It might be a bad driver or something, but I'm trying to get it solved. We want things to be working right around here. We don't need any of this popping audio and keyboard key sticking nonsense. No, sir. Okay, so that should be what we need there. Just the ice underneath that first fence post and then solid block, non-ice underneath the second one. And I think we should be good to go. Now, another thing I want to do, I want to take this thing, I want to inset this in the ground. So this is all flush with the ground. We can walk over it instead of having like a wall here. I don't really like this at all. So yeah, we're going to have to fix that as well. But first things first, let's go ahead and give this a try. Just verify that everything is working. Should be. I guess we'll turn on the item collection. Let's see, what's the best way? Think if I pearl onto this, I really need to get a switch or something to make this a lot easier. I think if we come over here real quick, we should be able to flip this on. Okay, so the minecarts are going, and then we will just pearl up here. Get a little food. Yep, and then pearl up on top of this thing. Yep, I think this should get us going. All right, let's go ahead and hit the on button, get the lag going, get the guardians going here. Where's the button? There it is. Also, this needs to be in a better spot. Pearling up to the top of this thing every time, that's annoying. But yeah, we'll get remote redstone switches for that eventually. Definitely want that happening here. Okay, so we got guardians down there. The minecarts are picking up the drops. Let's go ahead and head down. Right in the water, no damage. Let's head down here real quick and just see. Well, I guess we'll have to pillar up a little bit. Okay, so here comes items. And they are going up the tube, yes. I know people are leaving in the comments that we needed to have solid blocks around the glass. It couldn't just be glass. Well, as you can see here, that is not the case. The glass works just fine. It's the fact that the items are just going too fast. They're zipping past that second fence post, and that was the quickest way out, was just right out the back instead of going upwards and then popping out into the water stream up above. So yeah, I'm happy that that was just a quick and easy fix. It's really cool watching these items just float up like that. And they kind of just like zip over into the water. I really like that. That's awesome. Okay, so we got this done. That is great. I'm very happy about that. Next stage, I want to get this put down into the ground. Like I said, so we can walk through here and not have to have a wall in front of us or have to walk around this thing. I think it'd look much better anyway. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. Another thing I want to do, which we'll probably start doing a little bit later today. Let's come up here once again. We're going to expand this area out, or at least we're going to start expanding it out. Now, I know it's taken a long time just to move the wall back, like 6 blocks or whatever, all the way around, but we're going to do even more than that. We're going to go crazy here. What I'd like to do with this area is I want to have a big circular area around the Guardian farm. I kind of want to have it tiered. So we'll have like a big circle around, which will be ground level down there. And then we'll go out maybe 10 more blocks and it'll come up like 10 blocks or something. Kind of, I don't know if you guys saw my Aztec style pyramid that I did on the season 1 HermitCraft server. It'll be similar to that, maybe kind of inverted looking. I don't know. But anyway, like we'll go over 10 blocks and up 10 blocks and over 10 blocks and up eventually until we hit the ocean level. I think that's what I want to do. I know it's going to be a lot of earth removing, a lot of water removing, but you know, this is a long-term project. It's not like we're just building this and then piecing out. No, we're going to make this our base, I do believe. And that's just the first step, is actually getting some space around here to work and have some things to build and make the thing look awesome. Yeah, these walls look terrible, don't they? We need to make that look good. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to moving that item stream flush with the ground. Say hello to my fellow hermits that just logged in. I think Z just logged in. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll start working on marking this area out. Also, I think I'm going to need some more sand. I took a lot of my sand that we had, and I melted that down. I smelted that down into glass, and we turned that into like 8 stacks of black stained glass last episode, I do believe. How much do we got left? Do we have any left? Which chest is it? I don't know. Is it this chest? There we go. Okay, so we got a little bit of sand here. If we're going to make like a pretty large circle, we're going to need a heck of a lot more sand than that. So we might go look at this one. We might go look at collecting sand today. I don't know, guys. All right, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to start working on some things, and I'll meet back up with you guys in just a little bit. You can only sleep at night. I have to say, that looks way better. So I set the whole item stream in the ground. I made it so the turn that it has to make to line up with this tube right here happens directly underneath the farm, so it's not like coming out a little bit, then moving over and then going straight again. So yeah, it goes straight down, comes over a little bit, and then straight shot all the way over into our item tube. I also removed this 4th layer of glass right here, all the way up to that point, because I think we're going to have windows up there or something. Anyway, we'd be able to see through it, and that would just be an opening. We'll have to play around with this later. I might get rid of this glass completely. We'll see, we'll see. But I think the way this is looking right now is a lot better than it was before, that's for sure. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner. We can walk over this thing. If we need to get from one side to the other, we don't have to go around anywhere. I really like the way this has turned out. I'm very pleased with this right now, so that's awesome. I don't think I showed you guys what the collection area is looking like now. Like, I haven't changed it, but I mean as far as drops and how much resources we've collected so far. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Move over here. And it's kind of like a long distance. Get over here. I go down this way. All right, so this is our mass storage. We looked at this before. So this first chest is full, second chest, and third chest. This entire row is full. And beyond that, there's actually hoppers behind here that feed items in. These are all full, so there's like an additional 15 stacks worth of prismarine shards that are, well, I guess actually it's 20 because there's a 4th hopper up here that would be full as well. So that's completely full. The second row we're working on, we got 2.5 double chests full of this stuff. So yeah, we got plenty of the prismarine shards, which is awesome. It looks like some have made it down here, I guess. I don't know why. The prismarine crystals, yeah, we got quite a bit of those, so we can make a whole bunch of the sea lanterns, should we choose to. As far as fish goes, like I said, we should probably think about getting rid of these chests full of them. We don't really need, I think, 4 of these dedicated to fish. We should probably figure out overflow for those at some point. So we'll get like 1 stack, or I guess 3 of these double chests full of fish, and any additional ones will probably come over, get picked up by another hopper or something, and just disposed in the lava. I think that's what we're going to end up doing eventually. We need some kind of overflow for all of these drops, really. But there's no point in us having, what is that, 16, 3x4, I guess 12 large chests full of fish? Yeah, there's no reason for that. Okay, so this is all done. I'm very happy, like I said. I think the next step is we need to go over to the top of our farm here. Let's mark out the center point of this thing, And then we're going to start making a circle. I think, let's see, how big is this farm? It's like almost 60 by 60, I think. I think it's 57 by 57. Or is it 58 by 58? I don't know. It's an even number anyway. So it's almost 60 diameter. Yeah, let's go ahead and mark out the center point, and we will start looking at what we're gonna do as far as the circle goes. So I will meet you guys up on top of this in just a minute. All right, so my inventory is clear. I got some more ender pearls since we use those a lot for getting around. The easiest way... Oh, you know what? I don't think I showed you guys this either. I capped off the top of this farm with slabs. This took so many slabs to do. Let me go ahead and poke down under here and show you guys what we got. So I put in sea lanterns everywhere to keep this all illuminated. It's not spawnable. I think the highest light level is 8 or 9 or something under here. Now, hostile mobs can spawn. They cannot spawn within the bounding box of the ocean monument where this entire thing is built. So we wouldn't get creepers or spiders or anything else spawning under here. However, when the light level is low enough and there's no direct line of sight to the sky, you get bats spawning. And we'd have so many guys squeaking under here, it would be ridiculous. So I put in sea lanterns everywhere. We got the double ones right there in the center. And then on either side of our repeaters, we have sea lanterns. I put slabs on top, trying to make it so it's less weird looking from the top. Like these slabs let a little bit of light through. So at nighttime, it looks kind of odd. I was thinking these slabs might help that. It didn't really help it much. But yeah, so we used a whole bunch of sea lanterns under here, a whole bunch of slabs. We slabbed out the roof. This is pretty much done. There's no point. Oh, you know what? It's turning nighttime. We might actually be able to see this thing look weird. I think the server's acting a little laggy right now. Kind of feels like it. So yeah, you can kind of see up here how it's a little dark, and then some of these are lit up. I believe you can tell where the sea lanterns are, although it looks like we have a little 3 thing. I don't know why it does that. Anyway, these are the sea lanterns. These 2 lighter spots, and then it's like dark around them, and then it's 2 lighter spots, and then dark around it. I was hoping that those slabs on top of the sea lanterns would kind of prevent this from happening, but no, it didn't. So we still have this to deal with. It's not too bad. You only see it at nighttime anyway, and when are we ever going to be on top of this farm at night? Probably never. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get those sea lanterns in there to prevent all of the bats from spawning, because it was getting a little ridiculous. So we want to find the center of this farm. So we could either count all the way over and then divide by 2 and then take half of that and count over half and everything like that. Or we can just take some blocks and we can just lay it out where like this diagonally, where the 2 diagonal lines meet will be a 2x2 section in the center, and that's our center point. So I think this is the way we're going to find our center. So let me go ahead and just do this all the way over. I don't want to fall off this farm, I'll die. Let me go ahead and do this all the way over in both directions. We'll find our center point, and we'll go from there, guys. All right, so you didn't have to make the diagonal all the way from one side to the other. You could have stopped around halfway, and you'd still find your center point. But yeah, this is an odd number, so we have 4 blocks in the center as our center point, unfortunately. It's a little bit easier when you do things as an odd number instead of even in Minecraft, but we'll go with it. We always do things odd. It'll be a new experience doing with an even number. Anyway, here's our center point. I would like to make these more solid blocks instead of dirt. Actually, you know what? I don't think that matters. Endermen on this server can't pick up any blocks, so we don't have to worry about these ever being snatched away by Endermen. Yeah, we have a command block thing on this server where Endermen are always holding, what is it, the barrier blocks? They're completely invisible, and if they ever set them down, there's like another command block that removes them from the world, like in a certain radius of any Enderman. Anyway, we don't have to worry about Endermen taking our blocks. So yeah, we have our center point. So now we should figure out how far it is from here to like the edge of the wall, how far we want to go. So I have 37 blocks on me. You know what? Let's make it a full stack. So we're going to go from this corner. Yeah, we'll just remember that corner. So we'll count out however many blocks it is to the edge over here. Whoa. My keyboard's been acting really weird. Okay, so that's the edge. This right here is just covering up some redstone, which is not part of the end of the farm. So we have used 29 blocks? Yeah, not quite. We had 64, we're at 35, so that's like 29 blocks. So it'd be 30, including this very center block here, one of the 4 center blocks. Okay, so if we want to go out further than that, see, that's 29, 30, so it'd be 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 41. Okay, so we had 41 blocks right now from the center of the farm to the wall, and I kind of want to make this circular. So if we were to make this a circle here, it would probably come in and clip the corner of the farm. So I think we're probably going to have to go out a little bit further. In fact, you know, if this is like 30 blocks to right here, we'll call that 30. If that's 30 blocks, I'm probably going to want to double that distance and make that the circle for the innermost circle. I know this is going to be really big, but I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So let me go ahead and get this marked out. I'm going to go out 30 more blocks from here. We'll see what it's looking like, maybe start a circle, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so we got the center point marked out. I counted out the correct number of blocks on all the sides. The next step is to go ahead and start figuring out our circle. So we're going to do this all on camera here. So let's get to it. Just kidding, we've already laid out the entire circle. So this is 128 block diameter. So from the center point, it's 60 block radius to each one of these. I want to call it a side. I guess we can call it a side since it's a Minecraft circle and we're talking about pixels or voxels or blocks. Normally, circles don't have sides, right? They're completely round. But yeah, they have actual square sides in Minecraft. So we have this all done. So for those of you who are interested, who don't want to look it up, if you're wanting to make a big circle like this, you have... This is actually, like, each side is split in half. So it's 16 blocks wide, right? From that one to this one is 16 blocks. So 8 blocks is a halfway point. So it's 8 this way, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 3, then 2, 2, 2, then 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 10 ones all the way down. And you reverse that pattern. So it's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and then 8. All right, got it? That 8th block will get you right here, and then you repeat the other quarter circle again. So I've done that all the way around here. It's quite the project to do. I think, in fact, what I might do is I'll jump into my camera account so we can fly up and see what this thing looks like from up above. I think it'll give you a better idea of the scale of this circle. And it'll also give us a better idea if we want to make this bigger or if this is going to be fine for the inner ring. One thing that I did like about this circle, though, is that it, by chance, it happened to line up almost exactly perfectly with our corners already. So that is really, really cool. Yeah, we didn't make it too short. It's not like it came in through here and we'd have to place blocks, or it just barely came over here and we'd have to remove some water. No, it lined up almost perfectly, so I like that. All right, let me go ahead and jump into the camera account real quick, fly up above this, take a look at what it looks like, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so here we are on our other account, Game Mode 3. We can kind of get a better idea of the scale of what this thing's looking like. So that's our farm, and that's going to be the innermost circle around it. That's going to be like all ground level. I think that's going to be pretty good. I don't think we need to go any smaller or any bigger than that. That'll give us quite a lot of walking around room on the bottom ground floor of this area. So yeah, I think this is gonna be good when it's all done. Now we just gotta kind of figure out, once we get this innermost ring done, how big we're gonna make the next rings. If we're gonna go 10 blocks out or 20 blocks or 15. I guess we're just gonna have to play it by ear and just kind of get a feel for what we think is good for it. But yeah, I think that is a pretty big circle. That might even be the biggest circle I've ever made in Minecraft, but the next one's going to be slightly bigger, right? So this one's 120 diameter. If we do another one that's 10 blocks out, that'll be 140 diameter, 10 blocks on each each side, each radius or whatever. So yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into the survival account. We're going to go ahead and have to look for collecting more sand. We're going to have to put up sand barriers underneath each one of these dirt blocks. Actually, let's see, do we want it right here? I think we might have to put the sand on the outside because the inside dirt, this is what we want for the inside wall. Yeah, I think we'll put sand along the outside of the dirt. All right, let me go ahead and jump back into the survival account, and we'll be right back, guys. Oh yeah, guys, so we're on our way from the Guardian Farm, which we're leaving in the distance back behind, to check out some of this crazy terrain generation from the Amplified Terrain Generator. But really what we're doing is we're coming over to our desert area, which is right around this corner here. Yeah, you know, the last time I came over here, I think I was recording with you guys, and I was lagging a bit. My boat kept breaking, or I don't know, maybe I wasn't recording. But anyway, like I would lag out, I would appear, I don't know, 30 blocks in front of myself, and the boat would be broken. I didn't know where it went. So yeah, my internet problems actually have been getting a lot better. I'm getting a little jerky right now, but I think that's just normal with this many people on a vanilla server in different locations. But yeah, my internet connection is perfect right now. I'm actually recording during the day. I'm recording on President's Day right now, actually, which is Monday. And yeah, we have the day off, so I'm on during the day, which generally I have better luck with my internet connection. What is all this stuff? Potion of Night Vision. I don't remember why I had all that over here. I did for some reason. A lot of sandstone, no sand. So yeah, this is our desert that we've been taking down, collecting sand from. It's where we got all the sand that we've used so far. You can see I've flattened out this area quite a bit. We still got like little areas like that to take down. The problem is with how hilly this terrain is, you can't just, it's not like default terrain generation where you go to a desert and you just mindlessly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you have a full inventory. No. With amplified terrain, there's a lot of hills and things you got to take into account. And then if you want to collect the sandstone, it makes things easier because it makes everything flat. I kind of want to poke around here. I haven't really looked too much at this desert to see if there might be a better spot, maybe some place that could potentially be flatter for us to mine a whole bunch of sand. I imagine there probably is, but I just haven't looked. Hey, look, we got cheaty, floaty blocks of sand right there. You know, this isn't too bad back here. We could take a bit of sand there. Yeah, there's just so many hills around and things like that. It really makes gathering sand kind of a pain. I wonder if this is close to an ocean that connects to where we just were. Well, there's obviously a lake down there. I wonder if that's ocean biome or if that is just a lake in the desert. Let's F3 this and take a look. Beach. Ocean. Okay, so this is like the smallest ocean ever. All right. Well, it doesn't look like there's too many places that'd be close by that's easily accessible to our main ocean where we can collect sand and then quickly get into our boat and float back over to where we need to be. So I'm going to go back to where we were. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go back to where we have been collecting sand and take a bit more from that area. It's kind of weird how that wall right there is completely flat. I wonder if there's something there. Let's go take a peek real quick. It might just be, you know, the terrain generation for amplified. I don't know. Let's just take a peek over here. I'm wondering if there's like a monster spawner maybe. No, it's just a completely square corner. I guess its area right here would be pretty good for taking a large amount of sand. I don't think this is too far, just right on the other side from where we docked. Let's just kind of poke around here for a moment. Well, looks like we got some more cheaty sand in front of us, which is always cool to see. You get a lot of that in amplified terrain. Okay, yeah, so this is where we've been taking out the sand. And then right back here on the other side of this hill, we got this little flatter area right here. I think I'm going to start taking from here. This ought to be way easier to collect some sand. We'll eventually connect all of this stuff together, I'm sure. Oh, is this only a couple blocks thick? That might be a problem. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and collect some sand here. Hopefully, my keyboard will stop acting up. It's actually disconnected right now. I can't use any of my keys. I don't know what the heck is up with that. There's something going on with my keyboard, and I need to figure this out. All right, guys, let me go ahead and try and get that worked out, and we'll be back. I can't help but look at the little minecarts going back and forth all the time. It's like little cars moving back and forth on a roadway or something. I don't know. It just looks really awesome. So anyway, guys, I went to the desert and I mined a bunch of stuff. My shovel is almost broken, so I had to come back here anyway and get a new one, repair this thing. But I ended up collecting enough sand to fill up this chest, and we overflowed over here. So I'm probably going to have to collect a bit more than this. I do believe putting in all the sand around this entire 128 diameter circle is going to be more than what I have currently. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that off camera. Let's see. I think we've got quite a bit of stuff done today. I really do like the way this turned out down here. Oof. Don't die, don't die. Yeah, the way that this whole item stream in the ground turned out, I really like the fact that we can walk over this. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for the floor design down here eventually. I want to have it something probably out of slabs that slabs can't spawn. Otherwise, we'll have to make this out of like glass or some other non-spawnable block. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time.